Hello guys, and welcome back. Today I'm doing a quick review of Recapture the Rapture by Jamie Wheal. This is probably the most ambitious book I've ever read. It attempts to tackle nothing less than meaning for the future of humanity. It's not perfect, it can't be perfect, definitely not with that subject attempted. But I was really impressed with where he went with it and how close he got to making a meaningful argument for the future of meaning for our entire species. The first idea that I thought was really fascinating was how he grouped all of these seemingly disparaging groups under one heading of rapturists. Everyone from Christian fundamentalists who are working for the end of days to Silicon Valley tech nerds who are working for the singularity to back to the land or hippies who believe that the whole system needs to be burnt down and rebuilt. He ties them all together in many different groups in between and calls them all rapturists. Those who are not planning for the future, not playing the infinite game, those who are playing a finite game and working for the end of our system, of our society, of our culture. Then he points out that for any of us who want this game to go on, for any of us who want to play the infinite game and have good lives for ourselves and our children in the future, our grandchildren, who want this society to continue, to find balance with our planet, to find a healthy way to move forward, all of these arguments are detrimental. They all base themselves on fantastical thinking and on a very rapid end or mythological situation that will save us from ourselves. For those of us who believe it's us that has to save us from ourselves, all of these arguments are detrimental. He then starts breaking down the history of meaning in modern society. He says that meaning 1.0 was organized religion, which existed for thousands of years as the main meaning for structuring our society. Then meaning 2.0 was neoliberalism. The meaning came from rising the standard of living, from pulling people out of poverty using global trade and capitalism to create better standards of living. And while it has done this, it has not created meaning. It has not created a script where humans feel that they are connected to the divine or their communities in a meaningful way that gives us a road forward. After he makes these arguments, he spends the rest of the book trying to lay out a map for meaning 3.0, which I'm not going to try to go into because it is varied and deep and very well done, and if you want to check it out, you should get the book. But I will say that the basic way that he goes about it is he lays it out sort of like a Silicon Valley startup, in that it has two main tenements, which are that it needs to be open source, meaning that there's no priests or middlemen, that each person can have their own ecstatic communion with the divine, I think he says. And then the other thing is that it needs to be anti-fragile. It needs to be flexible, it needs to be able to change with the times, and it needs to get stronger when it gets attacked. He makes really good arguments for how to do both of these things, and also really good arguments for how challenging it's going to be and some of the hurdles that we're going to face along the way. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick review. I hope it was helpful in helping you decide whether you want to pick this up or not. I definitely recommend it. I think it's worth the read. It's hard to get into at first because the subject is so huge that it seems a bit difficult to even talk about it, but he does a really good job of laying it out clearly, and once you get through the beginning and he lays out the groundwork and gets into his actual arguments for what meaning 3.0 is, I think it's done really well, and I definitely think it's worth the read. So until next time, I hope you guys have a great week, and thanks for watching.